I am also growingly convinced that there are legitimate killers roaming around Facebook Marketplace. Hello everyone and welcome to For These Are My Thoughts. I'm Blake, thanks for joining me. If you're new to For These Are My Thoughts, our goal is to help you laugh and relax. Back in October, my mechanic told me that my 1998 Oldsmobile 88 that I affectionately named Gordy was, and I quote, one huge pothole away from complete dismemberment. He did admit that he was probably being a bit dramatic, but he did recommend to Hannah and I that we buy a new car, so we did. We ended up buying a 2019 Subaru Outback, and we love it. We have no regrets of doing it, but we did make a bit of a mistake when buying our new ride, and that is that we didn't take in our Oldsmobile as a trade-in. That may not seem like a big deal to you, right? We wouldn't have gotten much trade-in value for the Oldsmobile, but trading it in would have meant that we wouldn't have to deal with selling it. And that's why we're here today, because since I didn't trade in old Gordy, I had to sell him. And let me tell you, it is not easy trying to sell a 1998 Oldsmobile 88. Enter Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace has quickly become one of the biggest, if not the biggest platform where you can buy and sell things. I can't confirm it, but I can assume that it competes pretty well with eBay and Craigslist since it has the massive social media platform of Facebook that it runs with. Facebook Marketplace is pretty convenient, I have to say. Hannah and I have used it in the past to buy certain things. Our families have used it in the past to buy and sell certain things. But Facebook Marketplace is also...
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
And Obi-Wan is 100% correct. Facebook Marketplace is a barren wasteland of scammers, weirdos, and so much more. What makes it different from eBay and Craigslist is that those creepos, weirdos, scammers, con artists, they can DM you directly. I guess that's what a DM means, is a direct message. But they can go right to you, right to the source, right away. And that's where I have had some interesting interactions trying to sell my 1998 Oldsmobile 88 that I call Old Gordy. There are some real creeps and ding-dongs and some even spammers on Facebook Marketplace. Take Josh Kua. It's Joshua with a C in there, so I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it's Joshua, for example. He messaged me at 4:30 one afternoon telling me that he could meet that night and pay me $800. However, Joshua also told me that he was 3 hours away. And when I asked how he was going to get where the car was in that time frame so that I wouldn't have to stay in the town that the car is kept super late, Joshua said he was going to hitchhike. No thanks, Scranton Strangler. Another guy, Robert, who messaged me about the car, wasn't so much a creep as he was an absolute ding-dong and jerk. Robert messaged me if the car was available, but immediately after sending that, he sent this message. Why is this pen here? Robert sent, "Gee, Blake, anything else wrong with it? All what you listed is going to cost almost the same as what you're selling it for. Boy, the junk people pawn off on Facebook." Now, let me set the record straight. My 1998 Oldsmobile 88 certainly has some things that need to be fixed. That's why we got rid of it, or are still trying to get rid of it. But Robert, screw you! Gordy is not junk. He is a beautiful, magnificent beast of a machine. As I mentioned before, there are also spammers and bots and people like Quint. And I don't know what kind of name Quint is, but Quint was an absolute weirdo. Quint suggested that he pay $465, and when I suggested $500, a nice round number, which is already a pretty significant decrease in the price I was asking for, Quint faded from the negotiations like a dad who tells his son he's just going to the gas station for some cigarettes. And again, there are loads of spammers and bots on Facebook Marketplace. I get messaged almost every hour by someone with a name like One Day You Here, One Day You Gone, High Time, King Breadwinner, and my personal favorite, Boo Geezy, Heavy Chevy Rider. Right? Names like that just scream bot or scream scammer, and even make names like Quint seem a lot more normal. I am also growingly convinced that there are legitimate killers roaming around Facebook Marketplace. Take Steve, for example, who wanted me to send him my phone number to text back and forth instead of messaging on the Facebook Messenger app we were already using. Or take Anthony, whose first message to me was, "What's your address? This runs." You're not even trying to hide the fact that you want to kill me, Anthony. You need to be careful if you're on Facebook Marketplace. There are people like Anthony and the other guy, Steve, that are just out there to get you. Okay, that's probably not true. The Zuck is probably going to flag this video, who knows. But you do need to be careful. There are creepos out in the Facebook Marketplace world. There are also a lot of con artists, or at least like wannabe con artists. There are people like Tiffany who wanted to pay me in installments. I'm not a bank. I don't know if you're good for the money you're going to pay me in installments. There's people also like Connie who at first glance made a very generous offer. She offered me her GMC Envoy for Gordy, but only if I also paid her an additional $3,500. Clever, Connie. But I'm not an idiot. I may have been born at night, but not last night. Actually, I wasn't born at night. I was born at 1:48 p.m. according to my birth certificate. And finally, there are people like John who message you with very sincere interest, which is great. Nice to talk to people with sincere interest after talking to Boo Geezy Heavy Chevy Rider. And so you message people like John who show genuine interest, and you set up a meeting time. And then maybe you have to set up a second meeting time, and you drive to the location and you make sure that there's people around so you don't get murderized. But then John, who you thought showed genuine interest, ghosts you not just once, but twice, and never shows up to the meeting place that you were trying to meet to sell your freaking car. Don't be these people. If you sell something on Facebook Marketplace, beware of these people. And maybe you've had a different experience or a similar experience, or you have a funny story from buying or selling something on Facebook Marketplace. Comment that below. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you maybe had a similar experience with Facebook Marketplace, if you laughed, if you think that this is absolutely wild, if you find yourself relaxed, like the video, subscribe. It helps so much with the YouTube algorithm. And until next time, these are my thoughts, and I'll see you soon. Thanks again for watching. Use the circle button to subscribe to the channel and become part of the think tank. Click the left box to watch more episodes from this season of For These Are My Thoughts. Click the right box to watch a For These Are My Thoughts episode chosen just for you.